Barkhamsted, located in Litchfield County, Connecticut, has a rich and storied history that reflects broader American patterns of settlement, industry, and environmental change. Here's an extended look into its historical tapestry. Early settlement and incorporation. Pre-colonial and early settlement. Before European settlers arrived, the area now known as Barkhamsted was inhabited by Native American tribes, including the Tungus and the Mohegan. The land was allocated to Windsor in 1732, marking the beginning of European settlement. The General Assembly named it Barkhamsted that same year, reflecting the English town of Barkhamsted from which it took its name. Incorporation. Barkhamsted was one of the last towns in Connecticut to be settled by Europeans, partly because it lacked the coastal, riverine, or fertile land advantages that drew settlers to other areas. It wasn't until 1779 that Barkhamsted was officially incorporated, changing its name to the current spelling in 1795. Early settlers included Powhatan Allen from Windsor, who was among the first to make a permanent home here around 1746, and Israel Jones from Enfield, settling around 1759. Cultural and economic development. Barkhamsted Lighthouse. In the mid-18th century, a unique multicultural community known as the Barkhamsted Lighthouse was established by Mary Barber, Molly, and James Chogum, a white woman and Narragansett Indian, respectively. This village was home to people of African, Native, and European descent, living on the fringes of society near Ragged Mountain. It became known as the Lighthouse due to the light from their homes serving as a beacon for stagecoach travelers. This community is significant for illustrating early cultural integration in a somewhat isolated setting. Industry. The 19th century saw Barkhamsted become known for its chair manufacturing, particularly through the Hitchcock Chair Company, founded by Lambert Hitchcock in 1818. The fancy chairs produced here were emblematic of social mobility in the middle class. The factory was located in what was then called Hitchcocksville, now part of Riverton. Environmental and infrastructure changes. Barkhamsted Reservoir. One of the most transformative events in Barkhamsted's history was the construction of the Barkhamsted Reservoir in the early 20th century. Initiated by the Metropolitan District Commission, MDC, to serve as Hartford's water supply, the project required the flooding of Barkhamsted Hollow, displacing over 1,000 residents and submerging several historic sites, including the Episcopal Universal Church. The Seville Dam, completed in 1940, created this reservoir, fundamentally altering the landscape and community structure. State forests. A significant portion of Barkhamsted's land is now state forest, including People's State Forest, American Legion State Forest, Tungus State Forest, and Enders State Forest, highlighting the town's shift from an agricultural focus to conservation and recreation. Cultural preservation and modern life. Historical societies and preservation. The Barkhamsted Historical Society plays a crucial role in preserving this history, offering insights through various historical sites like Squire's Tavern, now a museum, and organizing tours of areas like the former Barkhamsted Center, much of which was lost to the reservoir. The society also works to maintain artifacts and narratives from the town's past. Contemporary Barkhamsted. Today, Barkhamsted is a small town with a population just over 3,600, known for its natural beauty, including the Farmington River, state parks, and the reservoir. It retains a rural charm while serving as a recreational area for fishing, hiking, and historical tourism. The town features villages like Riverton and Pleasant Valley, each contributing to its historical and cultural fabric.